Welcome to Sword Wolf Forge. I just finished this knife up not too long ago. 5160 blade, 100-year-old oak handles. And here in a couple moments, I'm going to destroy it. So you may be asking yourself, why is he going to do something so stupid as destroy a knife? Well, I do stupid things all the time. Just ask my wife. Really what I'm going to be doing is this is a test knife for my American Bladesmith Society Journeyman test. What is the ABS, or American Bladesmith Society? Well, they're a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to preserving, promoting, and educating about the ancient art of forging a blade. There are 3 levels or tiers in the ABS. There's the apprentice, then there's journeyman, and then there's mastersmith. When you first join the ABS, you are automatically an apprentice. Now, after 3 years, you can test to become a journeyman. I've been in the ABS now for about 3.5 years, and I think I'm ready to try it. To do this, though, this is not easy. You have to take 2 different tests. One is a performance test, where you forge a blade, and it's tested on different skills like sharpening, edge retention, heat treat, through a bunch of grueling tests. The other portion of your journeyman test is where you make 5 knives and present them to judges, and then you're judged on fit, finish, quality. After those 2 tests, then they will decide whether you become a journeyman or not. To me, this is a huge deal. I've strived for this for a very long time. But I don't want to go into this half-cocked. I've been spending the last several months, I've made roughly, I'm going to end up making 9 knives, testing them on different things, changing things here and there, because I don't want to go to, I have to go to a mastersmith's forge and test this blade. And I want to make sure that this is going to perform at the standard it needs to be. I forged 2 blades actually from the same piece of steel. Today what I'm going to be doing is testing one of those blades in my forge to make sure that the other blade is going to stand up. So I want to show you all these tests, share with you what I'm going to be doing, and I'll be explaining to you why I'm doing them. So let's get out of this wilderness here and back in the forge, and we'll start. So what I'm going to be doing today is the same test that I'm going to be doing at a mastersmith's forge here in a couple weeks. What I have to do with this knife is I have to chop a 1-inch free hanging rope. After that, it has to chop 2 2x4s in half, and then still be able to shave my arm. And then the last test is you put it in a vise, and it has to bend 90 degrees without it breaking. Now I can crack like 1/3 of the width, but it cannot break. And as you can see, these are some of the test knives that I've done previously. And then none of them are actually failures. It's just that, you know, I'm learning different things from where it broke, how it broke, did it chop right? Because there's a lot of different things being tested. And there's a lot of things that have gone into this knife that normally I would not do or put into one of my regular knives. This is a knife designed to pass this test. And previously this one did pass. It passed with flying colors. So hopefully today what I did was I took all the dimensions, all the information, all my notes. I've got like 6 pages of notes in here, and applied it to this knife, and I'm forging this knife. These are both from the same batch of steel. So I want to try to eliminate any kind of weirdness. So if this thing passes, I'm going to be pretty positive that this one will pass as well. So let's go ahead and start testing this guy out, see how it does. Okay, so this is going to be our first test. This is the rope cut, free hanging rope. They want you to cut within 6 inches of the end. And what this is going to be doing is it's going to be testing both my edge geometry and my ability to sharpen the blade. And trust me, I've had to do this a couple times, because if you don't get this edge geometry right especially, that rope will bounce right off this knife. It'll be sharp, you can shave with it, but you don't have the right edge geometry. So let's go ahead, give her a test. I'd say that's a pass. Next. Okay, our next test is going to be the 2x4 chop, where I have to cut this 2x4 in half twice. The only 2x4s I have is treated, so if it passes this, even better. What this is really doing is looking at the toughness of the blade after I chop through this 2x4 twice. We're going to look at the edge, make sure there's no deformations or anything like that, and then I have to shave my arm with it, and that will be testing like edge retention. So this is not timed. I got as long a time as I need to do this, but what I'll do is speed the frame rate up so you're not watching me do this for 10 minutes. So let's give her a shot though. Yeah, I think that'll do. I don't see any. Take off these steamy glasses. Edge looks pretty good. Not allowed touching it up. And she still shaves. So that's a pass. All right, I'm going to rehydrate, and we'll get ready for the last, the bend test. Okay, so this is going to be the last test, and what I have to do is bend this blade 90 degrees without it breaking. Now, I might bend it a little bit more. My wife is going to be out here helping me eyeball this. I might bend it more just to see how much play I have in this, but I would not do that at my actual testing, because I've heard of a gentleman that decided to push past the 90 degrees and the blade snapped. And if the blade snaps, then the test is, you fail. So, but I'm going to try to maybe see how much further I can go with this. So let me zoom in on the blade. Okay, man, how many times you do this, you don't get used to it. Come on. That's gotta be close.
Almost.
Okay.
I think you got it.
What do you think, Jess? Is that,
Tiny bit more. No,
is that 90, you think?
I think so. Yeah, the whole.
That looks 90 to me.
Whee!
Look at that. That thing even came back to true.
Goes back to. Not always, but
It doesn't always.
that's pretty cool.
Well, this night passed all the tests with flying colors, I'd have to say. Held up really good, still razor sharp. And it doesn't matter in the test if this blade comes true or not. It doesn't matter as long as it doesn't break. So this passed everything. Now I can finish this knife with a lot of confidence that I'm going to be going in 2 weeks to test, and it's going to do just fine. Where am I going? We're going to leave that for a little special secret, but the next time you see me, we'll be on site for my testing. So until then, stay straight and stay sharp, everybody.